All right, welcome back, everybody. We have the third round here of the Store Championships at Millennium Games in Rochester, New York. My name is Tim.
And my name is Nam.
And we've got the first game here between Nam himself on the left.
That's me.
Playing HB Engineering the Future.
And Engineering the Future.
You've created the future just for us, Nam.
You're welcome.
Thanks, man. And on the right, we've got Steve playing Andromeda.
Or if you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable, Andromeda.
And Andromeda, of course, with that nice 9-card hand size coming in strong. It looks like 2 Sure Gambles, a Desperado. Things are looking up so far.
For Steve.
Yes. Things aren't so bad for yourself, though. You got some ice out, you got Enhanced Login Protocol out, turn 1, which is slightly up out of frame. But
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. I like getting my 1 free money just for installing.
Yes. Surprise, surprise, he's got a Count Siphon in his deck.
Now, I was thinking, he's playing Criminal, so I need to ice up HQ. Although, to be fair, with pretty much most decks nowadays, the first turn is like ice both, because you have no idea.
Right.
If they go Maker's Eye or Count Siphon, you're kind of screwed, so you have to protect.
Yeah.
Or at least feign protection.
Yeah. Pretty much, unless I'm playing against Shaper, I'll tend to ice HQ heavier first, because of wanton destruction and all of that nonsense that's going on these days with Anarchs.
All right, yeah.
Which is what I was playing at this tournament, so I can't complain.
So I don't remember exactly which 2 ice these are, but if they're both not cheap ice, only one of them was cheap and the other one was expensively unresable for many turns. So the question is, which one did I put where?
Yes.
Look! I iced up HQ again.
Shocking. Alright. Building up. Getting ice. Getting things out.
Yep.
Andromeda, pretty square at 10 credits. The Desperado already out. What do we see?
I believe it's...
the toy box.
Yep. Toy box is pretty good.
Yes. Especially if this is your Glacier deck that you've been playing for a while, then yes, it is very good in this deck.
It is a slightly modified version, but
okay.
I think I only changed like 2 or 3 cards for the tournament.
Gotcha.
Mostly because I was still going for an achievement up until the end, and I didn't mean to.
Yes. Yes, in our the league we've got going at Millennium, there are trophies that you can win or achievements for getting certain strange things that happen during the game and then winning. And one of which Nam was going for.
One of which was win the game with the most point, or with more points than your opponent. Difference with a Data Hound in play and rest.
So did the Data Hound make the cut for the tournament?
Data Hound did not make the cut for the tournament.
I'm disappointed.
You should be.
Alright, so Steve got a cloak out. We already saw him look for a Switchblade, so this looks to be that stealth Andy build that's been going around quite a bit.
Yeah, not gonna lie, if you can find all the pieces, it's pretty potent at breaking ice pretty quick.
Yeah.
And relatively cost efficient because of the stealth credits.
Right, and essentially, once it's set up, it essentially turns sentries off, unless they're stacked, and makes code gates very cheap. Barriers, still barriers, though.
What he doesn't know is that I have tons of huge ice in my deck.
Yes. Which I suppose breaking marginally more efficiently is good and all, but when there's 10 of them in a row or something that I've seen you do before.
Okay, so I only got 10 ice on one server once, okay?
But it will follow you forever.
Yeah, and none of those ice stopped anybody.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. That's a different story for another time.
We've got some more games coming up. And we have... In our last few weeks of League play, there's been some very interesting games. Hopefully those will be up here soon. But anyway, Steve plays a Corroder. We know he's got the Switchblade in hand. Security testing down. He is rolling.
Yes. So if I get any more ice here, you can't really see my archives, but I would consider icing up archives. I believe I just did it just now.
Yeah, which is a very good play with the security testing coming down.
Yeah, if I can at least make it so that he's not gaining 3 per archive run, then it's well worth it.
Oh, and something goes into the remote.
Naturally. I only need 1 good remote.
Yes. And so I think in this deck you were playing mostly 3-point agendas, right?
Yes. In this deck there's 6 3-point agendas and then a 2-point agenda.
Okay.
So just to keep things pretty simple, and the agenda density low.
Right.
To be fair, this has really frustrated many opponents when
Yes.
they go Maker's Eye
Yeah.
or like medium runs,
Yes.
and it's just like, are you kidding? Or indexing,
Yes,
and they see
nothing.
nothing.
Yes.
And I'm like, yes.
Okay, so toy box number 2 is up, and we're rezzing
I'm spending the turn.
Oh,
Play with toys. Hey,
and it's a toll booth.
toll booth.
That is a pretty solid res.
Yeah, even if you can break through it, I just do it mostly to drain the money because
Right.
that loss of 3 on multiple runs, it's
Yes.
like, are
Still-
they going to do it for Toy Box? Are they going to do it
Right.
for Agenda? Are they going to do it for just a bunch of upgrades that they think is anything special?
Right. And stealth doesn't really help you with smacking into a toll booth, besides, I guess, Ghost Runner credits, but you still have to pay the money for it.
Yes.
And yeah, so getting Ghost Runner up, got a fair bit of the rig, and yeah, it gives you another chance to toy box.
Yes, Toy Box, more toll booth.
More toll booths. Man, the highway authority over here with the toll booths.
So remember what I was mentioning earlier about me at the beginning of the game where I knew I couldn't res one?
That was yep, that was the one. And yeah, you're sitting on 4 credits.
4 credits, a Toy Box, and I'm just getting free money at this point
Yeah,
just for
it's-
resing Big Ice. So.
Yes. And that is, yeah, definitely a good time to run with you. And having seen this much Big Ice, it's probably a fair bet that there is more Big Ice.
Oh, look at that.
And instead it's an Enigma. I
Enigma.
think.
Yep.
Perfect.
He lost his last click, so.
And dumps the legwork, because, yeah,
Haha!
plowing through a toll booth for a legwork doesn't seem pleasant. And
Hey! This was a little strange, because I know I shuffled the deck. This is the
Yeah.
3rd round. I shuffle it in between every round.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, this is awesome, too. Well, look at that.
Okay, so even if he gets his refractor out, it's still going to cost him 3 credits per toll booth, plus the cost to break it, plus he has to have the stealth credits to boost it up. So pretty secure over there, I would say.
Yeah, and honestly, if I just have Toll Booth out for a few more turns, I could just go and install things.
Right.
And just get more ice. It'll be great.
Yes. Steve's still drawing up over here, looking for more pieces.
Yeah, I think he's looking for the key piece to allow him
Yes.
to break anything,
Yep.
or other economy pieces like this.
Right.
So those recurring credits totally going to pay out for him.
Yeah. But it looks like he doesn't have a decoder, and all of your ice so far are code gates.
Yeah, that was really fortuitous, not going to lie.
So things are working out pretty well for you so far. And some kind of upgrade going down into that server over there.
I'll give you 2 guesses as to what it is, and I guarantee you one of those guesses will be correct.
I would say either ash or red herrings would be my guess.
Probably correct.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, getting out more cloaks. So the recurring credits are accumulating over here. But the normal credits, unfortunately, not accumulating.
Here's the thing with recurring credits. They're great and all, but the thing is, if you get them out and you spent the money to play them and you're not running,
Right.
then it's like, it might have been better to do something else and then play them maybe shortly before you were going to run.
Right. And especially at this point, he doesn't really need all of the stealth pieces out. He could be running without them for now. Well, I guess if he had a decoder, of course. But he could be forcing you to res ice on archives to get some money off of security testing, Desperado, that kind of thing.
At this point, I think I might have rezzed it, and I don't think he could have gotten through.
True. That's true.
I don't remember. It might have been something super simple, but I don't know how many credits Steve has right now because it's slightly off camera. But I would have at least kept Oh, okay. So he only has 1. All right. No, okay, it is in frame.
Yes.
But I would have kept at least enough credits, maybe just in case he got a sure gamble instead of playing everything. But I don't know.
Yeah.
He's piloting his deck. So
Yes.
yeah, I was just counting up
And-
MU here. I wasn't sure.
Yes. Yeah, he's got the Desperado. He's
he's-
sitting at that max 5.
I love installing further out for cheaper.
Yes. Yeah. Engineering the future. What can it do?
Change the past.
Yes.
I don't know.
Once they figure that out, they've got the world on lock.
Oh no.
And so, icing up further and dropping what looks to be a 3-point agenda down there in the remote.
Or a trap. Who knows?
Yeah, could be a trap. Seems unlikely, but could be.
The statistical likelihood is low, but that's okay.
All right, looks like he was just crediting up on his turn, drawing some cards.
Yeah, he didn't do anything major, so.
And scoring out the
Yay!
Eden Fragment.
Eden Fragment, the awesome one for this deck.
Yes, the Glacier builder.
I can actually install like further out and actually gain a credit.
Yes, that is incredibly satisfying and incredibly frustrating to play against. Mr. Lee himself.
Mr. Lee! So every time I see this card, you know, because you play in the same league as I do, that I have to chant it. Mr. Lee!
I don't think there's another way to play this card. Yeah, at least in our league, most of the lingo has come by way of Nam, it seems.
I'm sorry, or you're welcome. One or the other.
Yes. Okay, so green level. At this point, probably, I'm guessing, just looking for another agenda to drop into that gigantic remote.
Or I'm just building up more. I mean,
yes, you do gain money by growing your gigantic servers at this point, I suppose.
Yeah. So I think I just I just played the green level and then installed.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
See, what was I saying? That's sure gamble. He had to build up to that much money again manually.
Exactly.
And,
when he could have just.
He could have just had a little bit instead of that extra cloak.
Right. Exactly. Which, yeah, I guess. Starting the game out, he doesn't know that you're playing this style of very big ice, so he was probably expecting to run a fair bit more in the early game.
That's true. But I think once he saw the second toll booth, I mean,
right.
You know, he didn't really have to play.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, generally with Andy, that is exactly the game plan: is get Desperado security testing and a breaker or two up, and then you're good for a good long while.
Run for money!
Yeah.
But then, so Desperado has been out, and he's only gotten, maybe a few handful of credits.
Yeah, you were able... You had Toy Blocks out for 3 turns to get those 3 toll booths up.
Yep.
And got an Enigma over R&D, and that's been enough so far.
Here we go. So needless to say, I don't think my deck is really afraid of anything at this point. The one caveat is once he has the opportunity to break everything and run through everything, so he's starting to build up enough money that, it's starting to get scary. He could conceivably get through a big server.
Right, exactly. He could have a turn where he, drops the refractor or whatever his decoder is and get through just about anywhere because he has so many recurring credits.
Right, so you have to be a little bit more careful and either have 2 agendas lined up in hand. At this point, he has nothing.
Right.
So I know that even if he happens to steal one, if I can just build one right immediately after that, right behind him, then he won't be able to get through a second time immediately. So.
Right. That's a play oftentimes you have to do as Corp is, throw an agenda away that you don't care about so that they'll waste a bunch of money on it.
True.
And then score the important one after that.
To be fair, they're all 3-pointers.
Yes. Except that one beta test.
They're harder to get for me. But,
exactly. True.
I mean, I like the diversification I'm getting here because just in case I end up getting one of my gigantic Bioroids.
Yeah. It will be a more gigantic Bioroid.
Yes.
Okay, and Steve is drawing pretty aggressively here, so I'm guessing looking for that decoder.
He's digging. He's digging really hard.
So I know a lot of these stealth they'll have refractor and then a passport or the criminal dog, the Cerberus Rex.
Oh yes, one of these. It's just the criminal Cerberus to me.
Yeah,
because it's I don't remember their names. One of them is Lady, but I don't think that's the criminal.
Yeah,
one.
I think Lady is the Shaper one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just
and
digging for that.
He's just getting rid of stuff. Look, he just got rid of a dirty laundry. And so he knows he can't get through anywhere without the breaker. So
and he's
got to dig for it.
And you installed more into that server down there, so putting the pressure on.
Of course.
Yeah, why wouldn't you at this point?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, unless I'm going to use my 3 clicks for something like a Melandra or a Toy Box, I'm going to be installing once a turn just to get that free credit and the install.
And because of that Eden Fragment, no matter where you're installing, you're getting the money for it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is the refractor, so he's all set up. And oh yeah, he forgot to put the one set of Ghost Runner credits out there.
Yes, that is correct. I did remind him because honestly, if I win this game, I wanted to win through, really honorable means and not because I was cheating.
Right, exactly.
So.
Yeah. Yes. So he does have, between Ghost Runner and Recurring Stuff, he does have a fair bit of money here. He decides to shift focus to R&D.
Yep.
I guess getting into that remote is gigantically expensive.
Yeah, even if he steals one, I'm okay, and if he starts running on it, I know I can just ice up R&D, so I'm not horribly concerned.
And yeah, there comes the R&D ice.
There's one.
Which still gains you credit because of that agenda scored.
Glorious!
And remote is looking, and I'm guessing at this any agenda you draw will just get dropped into the remote, so you don't really have to defend HQ too hard, although there is a toll booth on it too.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think I'm only installing things. I have some cards in hand. It's not like I would ever have a lone agenda. So.
Right.
And I saw him throw away a legwork already.
Right.
Maybe even two. Exactly. I don't remember at this point.
Yeah, I know at least one is in there.
Yep.
And security testing somewhere on archives, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably. Because I think there's only one ice, and I think he would get like one or two or something.
Right. It's at least gets you something.
Yeah. And he used that dirty laundry to get through it.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, inside jobbing on the big old server. So,
yep. 5
real credits, 6 Ghost Runner,
okay,
4 recurring credits.
I'm going to tell you this, that I choose not to res this outer one, I think.
Yeah, you're sitting on 4 credits, so nothing too ferocious.
Yep.
And so, yeah, he can use those Ghost Runners to break to pay for the toll booths, and then has the recurring stuff to break them, so.
Right. I'm going to res this guy.
And
boom! Cannot be bypassed.
Yeah.
So it totally stops the inside job's function.
Fizzles the inside job.
And so it was kind of a waste of a couple of credits for him, and I just had to pay all of my money, so not a big deal.
Yeah. So Switchblade's through it. Switchblade, very efficient.
So he loses the 3 and
pays the toll.
Breakthrough. He's got tons of recurring credits.
Refractor.
So
goes up to strength and breaks. I always forget how efficient Refractor is. It always catches me by surprise.
It's really efficient.
Yeah. As long as you've got those cloaks on board, you can get through code gates at a criminally cheap price.
So honestly, at this point, he and I are actually having a relatively friendly conversation about strategy.
Okay.
So it's not like, I know it's a tournament and everything, but I mean, there's no reason not to be friendly.
Right. Yeah, we're not playing in Worlds here or something like that.
No, and even then.
Yeah, exactly. there's no glory to be had. Okay, so it looks like he can actually get through.
Oh yeah, he's definitely making
toll
it through.
booths,
he had enough money,
leaving him with just a few credits on the Ghost Runner. So this is like an NEPD somehow. Although I know you said it, there's none of those in there.
So he steals a Wotan.
He does grab the Wotan.
Project Wotan. The real Wotan is just the ice. That is gigantic.
Yes. So did Project Wotan make the ice? Is that old man on Project Wotan the ice?
Maybe. Is that how he became?
Yes. They put him in the net.
Yeah. So the thing with running Wotan the ice, right? So he's unique.
Right.
And extremely expensive. I found that running one of certain versions of ice is totally worth it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm running 3 copies of Toll Booth here.
Right.
But Wotan is one of the ones that I'm actually only running one of.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely a good call. It's not something you want to be seeing a whole lot.
Yep.
Okay, so back into the Mega Remote.
Yep. Making the remote bigger and getting money, and I just got to build up that money. Like, I can't win without at least, like, 5-ish credits. Because, 5 advancements, that's what I got. Gotta get.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's probably a bunch more economy in your deck. We've only seen, I think, a couple green levels and a hedge fund or 2, so...
Yes, there's definitely more in there.
That Toy Blocks did an enormous amount of work for you.
Yeah.
It res 24 credits worth of ice.
For 4 credits in like
3 turns.
3 turns, whatever.
Yeah. Not bad.
Very beautiful.
Okay, so he does get in on R&D, seeing a few with the interface. And knowing that they're 3... Well, your agenda density is low, so odds of hitting something are pretty low. But if he does hit something, it can hurt.
Yeah. I'm only afraid if they're dual stacked, like really close. But I usually play the odds in this one, and I don't really fret. So I just let it go most of the time. And that might be a weakness sometimes. And on the off chance that they do hit 2 in a row, it's really debilitating or game ending.
Yes.
But it's okay. Hey, look, it's a Melange.
Hey, nails it.
So,
and back in cash.
Talking about that, the money, right?
Yeah. You will tend to, with this deck, build gigantic servers of doom, which are the ideal place to mine some spice.
Yeah, honestly, if I just get 2 Melange off, I'm pretty much okay, because that's enough to res said Wotan, and then everything else is just kind of extra butter.
Yes.
Or sugar.
Melange extra butter.
Or Chemical X!
So he's still hunting for something at this point. He had to have at this point run through his whole deck with Mr. Lee.
Yeah, I think he's actually looking for money at this point.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure, because he's pretty much set on the rig.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the ideal endgame fantasy rig. But your ice is just so gigantic, and there is so much of it.
Like, look, if he runs on any server once, he's going to be out of money.
Yes.
And then he's going to need more money.
Right.
So...
Right. A lot of the times, yeah, you see Melange, you want to go get rid of it, but it's, do I want to spend, 15 credits to get down to it or something?
Yeah, or in this case, like, he saw the next 3 cards off R&D. I have at least 2 full turns of just safety.
Right.
To use Melange if I want.
Yeah. And now you're back up to 15 credits, so ice can be very big again that you're rezzing.
No worries. And I still have those credits on... not credits. I still have those advancement counters on... what's-his-face? Project Wotan.
Project Wotan, yes. So, Bioroids can be quite large.
Yes. I still haven't rezzed one.
Yes.
But I can now, so it's doable.
I'm guessing there's at least one in here.
There's at least... Well, I already told you there's at least Wotan in
here.
Yeah, the one thing is I've heard people pronounce his name... So I've heard Wotan.
Yeah.
Then I've heard Wotan, and I prefer Wotan, but...
Yeah, I think Wotan is the technically correct pronunciation, but... I like Wotan.
All right, I'm going to emphasize the tan.
All right.
Oh my God! He's going to steal 5 of my money. I'm not horribly concerned. I don't think,
because he'll have to also spend 3-4 credits to get in, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And...
So I put dice down just to denote which click it is, because sometimes, especially on runner runs, you have no idea how long it's going to take, and then you'll forget. And so it's just like, right.
That's what I find. Yeah, when I'm playing Corp, I don't need to track myself too much, but whenever I run, because runs can be so long and complicated that keeping track of that, always good practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so he breaks through the guard in the toll booth for not
stealing money.
Not too much cash, all things considered.
I'm at 6.
Recurring. Still at 6, which is at that level where you can dump an agenda in and score it.
Yes, and he'll have 2 tags now, so unless he gets rid of them, I can trash some of those awesome things, such as Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Although he doesn't have much of a stack left, so it might not be worth it.
At this point in the game, right? He probably has everything he needs.
Probably the best thing to do here is actually hit up that stealth credits.
Yeah.
Because
just trash out a Ghost Runner.
Stop a breaker, potentially.
True. And continuing to draw up with Lee. At this point, yeah, you're both essentially just waiting for the viewed cards from R&D to filter through, and you're just waiting for an agenda to show up. So everybody's just accumulating money and cards and waiting for the fun times to begin.
Oh, and he has a John Masonori as well.
Ah, yes, right up there at the top of the screen.
Yep. So I believe I choose the John Masonori.
Yes. So what was a hedge fund? You killed Masonori and then
install
more ice.
Yep.
Yep. That is, I would say, the correct place to put the ice right now.
I don't care if he runs on Melange. Whatever.
Yeah. Spend your money. So
so now we're kind of at this uncomfortable part in the game for the runner, because it's like, I'm 6 up.
Yes.
So it's like, well, what can he really do? Sure, if he steals some more money, I just Melange some more.
Right.
okay, he'll have some more money. He can make
Yeah.
through one run, but he needs to get through 3 times.
Right.
So,
And so it looks like siphoning you again, probably just so that you can't res R&D ice if he wants to run over there. Since at this point we know that's where the agendas have got to be.
yeah, and I believe one of his phrases that he said, I don't know if he says this later or he said it earlier, but he says, I have to run stupid now because he's so far behind.
Yes. You hit a certain point, yeah, you just have to start flailing and smashing into everything.
Yep, so he's throwing pretty much caution to the wind, taking all the tags, but this is the right way to play. If he has any hope of even winning or even getting close, he needs to do this.
Right. And putting out the 3rd Switchblade in case of, I guess, stacked sentries at this point. And so running to get the security testing Desperado credits.
Yep.
And then hitting R&D. So.
R&D. I don't remember what it was, but it's one of my small ice.
Small Quandary? Yeah, Quandary.
Quandary. One.
So breaks that with the refractor.
Only cost me 1.
Yep. And loot. Seeing 2, this could be bad. Okay, so we know that there's at least 2 more turns.
There's nothing satisfying than asking your opponent, do you win?
Yes.
And then him just saying no every time.
And yeah, they're still waiting for agendas, so might as well get a ton of money.
Yes. As I said, once I'm over a 15, I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Below that, I used to feel a little nervous. I don't know, man. So yeah, he's played, I think, all 3 account siphons at this point.
He's definitely played 2.
I know I've seen at least 2.
I don't know if he's played the 3rd one or if he only runs 2, but I don't see why you wouldn't run 3.
Yes, yes.
That's just ridiculous.
Whenever I make a criminal deck, those are the first 3 cards I put in it.
Whenever I make a criminal deck, I choose the identity first.
Before I even choose the identity, I put the account siphon on the table.
There's actually criminal builds in which I won't run account siphon.
Yeah, when I was Ian, I think I had one that didn't have account siphon.
Right, yeah.
But a lot of them, yes, you are.
A lot of them, yeah, I would, but...
Yeah. Mr. Lee's still cranking. Mr. Lee is working overtime over there.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, and we're going for the melange.
He's going for the melange. I will let him waste all of his money to trash a melange.
This is what we call making a scoring window. Although he does have a ton of recurring credits, so I guess he won't waste all that much money, I suppose.
No, I'm just hoping that he depletes some real money and like maybe a stealth credit off of that Ghost Runner.
Right. And so yeah, he doesn't actually have to spend too much real money.
No, but it's definitely a portion of it. So
yes,
every little bit
it's
helps.
a chunk, and it seems has played most of his economy cards at this point since he's been drawing through his deck so aggressively. So the money might slow down a little bit in his way. So getting any of it out of him that you can is pretty good at this point.
Yeah,
I think.
if he gets 2 agendas, then I've got this because if he gets 2 agendas, he's got this.
Yes, right. Yeah, and at this point it seems a lot of the big ice is on. Oh, here comes the install advance.
Yeah, install advance. Woo!
Oh my!
What's going on? I don't got 9 credits.
You got 9 credits. And let's see, as of right now, it costs him, I guess, 8? From what we can see, 8 credits to get into the remote of real non-recurring stuff.
Yeah. No, it might be slightly less because I think he can use more.
Oh, yes, he can use Ghost Runners on
Yep.
toll booth tolls.
If he wants, yeah.
Yes. So, I guess 5 real credits. So, inside jobbing. Is it another guard? And it's guard.
Let him waste it again. He never learns.
Here's the booth credits.
Yep. Yep, and I think he just spent enough for everything.
Yep, because he gets the one back on the
chooses to
Desperado.
access.
And it's an aggressive
secretary! Haha!
Yes. This this makes me happy.
I think it made me way more happy than it makes you watching it.
I would assume so.
This was glorious.
And hits the refractor.
Definitely had to hit that one because everything's face up is pretty much a code gate.
Yeah, code gates and sentries. And at this point, and the Switchblade. And we know, I think we saw fairies and Switchblades going to the trash, and he's drawn through a lot of his deck at this point. So.
Yeah, I'm like, well, does he have any recursion? But I think I asked that out loud, and he might have said no. So
it may have been a clever bluff, though.
Yes. I still had to be extra careful, but to be honest, I felt really comfortable.
Yeah, at this point, this is massive at this point. You have gigantic servers, and you've taken out 2/3 of his breaker suite. And there's an enhanced Logan protocol.
Just to rub salt in wounds.
Yes.
I love how he has a corroder and I don't really have any barriers up.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, there are no barriers, unless maybe that Archives Ice is a barrier. I can't see, but yeah, at this point, and draws the last card of the deck, looking for those remaining breakers.
Looking for anything. So now you'll actually see me drawing more cards from my deck. And
getting rid of those plastic. And there's some
Melange. I do want some more money. I do want to be secure before I start drawing.
Yes. Because at this point he has no cards left in his deck.
Yeah, if the
likely does not have recursion. So
if the answer is not in his hand, he does not have it.
Right. At this point, you can just essentially wait it out until you draw an agenda.
Yes.
And win the game.
I mean, there's not even that much unres ice. To be absolutely empirically safe, I could just wait until I had enough money to res those and agenda.
Yep.
But I'm just installing over it now.
And there's likely the winning agenda. He just takes money. And game.
There we go.
So we've got the second game from this round coming up next. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Talk to you guys soon.